Good morning, students. This is the second year English textbook. So, today I'll teach you the first lesson poem I Celebrate Myself, written by Walt Whitman. It is the first module, second unit in second year syllabus, English textbook syllabus. So, before we start the lesson I Celebrate Myself by Walt Whitman, let me tell you about this is a poem. And you know what is a poem, how to understand a poem, what is the difference between short story, novels, essays and poem. Remember, in any literature, so short story can be written by anyone, everyone at any point of time. Even in front of you also we can construct a short story. But it is not the case in case of novels and essays. It takes time. Whereas coming to a poem, it takes a lot of time because words are purified and every poem has an inner meaning, deeper meaning, indirect meaning. So directly, instead of understanding the poem, we have to understand the way how to approach a poem, how to start reading a poem so that we can understand its internal meaning. Remember it. And this particular poem is also very, it's written very deeply in a different level. So let me tell you. So poem is, that's why for understanding every poem, we need imagination. All of you, imagination. If you don't imagine, if you cannot fancy, if you cannot dream. So poem has symbols. So it has a lot of symbolic meaning. One object represents the meaning of the other things. So symbolic meaning, representative meaning and indirect meaning. So generally we say that to understand a poem, you should feel like a bird. You are a bird. And your wings are imagination and you are flying to the land of dream. So sitting on the wings of imagination, you should fly to the land of dream. Then you can understand what is a poem. All of you understand? Are you listening? So this is what is the meaning of a poem. Now shall we take the lesson? Okay, shall I start? Yes. So the name of the poem is I Celebrate Myself. And it is written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is an American poet. He's one of the most famous American poets. You understand? He is called, the symbol of American civilization. So he has seen the American civilization. You know what is American civilization? It's a materialistic life. They are the champion of technology, they are a champion of science. They have developed or lifted science to a very high level. So he is born in that land. He has a very middle class background. He was not of a rich family. He has his own struggle in his life. He has worked in different life. An apprenticeship he has done in a printer shop. Then he was a compositor and he was a teacher. So at different levels he has worked in America. So out of his experience, he has composed a collection of poems that is called Song of Myself. So Song of Myself is the book from which this is taken. I Celebrate Myself. This is what is about Walt Whitman. He is basically a philosophical poet. This poem is a philosophical poem. Every poem has a category, genre we say, category. So this category is called philosophical poem. Theory, any opinion becomes a theory. So philosophy is deeper than theory. Philosophy is something when you think about how life should be. When you think how something should be, it should be how. It is how and it should be how. Suppose we all are following technology. Should we follow technology? Is there any merits, demerits and all? So when you think about this should, we think about philosophy. What is life? How all we are living our life. But what should be life? What are the merits? What are the do's? What are the do nots? So at that level when you think something, you get many ideas and you become a philosopher. So Walt Whitman is a philosophical writer. He's a philosophical poet. So philosophy is a deeper way of understanding the thing. That is what is about Walt Whitman. Now we will come to the lesson, I celebrate myself. So let me see, if I read this lesson thrice, I celebrate myself. See this, I celebrate myself. You know the word celebrate? We generally use it for occasions, functions, and special circumstances in our life where there is festivities, where there are some festivities. So I celebrate Dasara, I celebrate Deepavali, I celebrate Ramjan, I celebrate Christmas, I celebrate Sankranti festivals. We say generally like this, but here is the poem, I celebrate myself. Why does the title comes, I celebrate myself? Actually, we have to develop the poem in the same way. I celebrate myself. What do you celebrate? In yourself. So what does the poet celebrate in himself? What is that he's telling? He's telling about his self. What is self? What is self he's telling about? What we all should understand. How is our self? Self means our body self, external part, and we have internal heart, soul. So he wants to bring a difference between these two. And he is not celebrating as we all celebrate this physical feature, our body. It is not he is going to celebrate. This body will be celebrated if soul is celebrated inside. Everybody has a soul. All of you know it. You understand? So at the soul level, we all are equal. So that is the second meaning of this poem. At the soul level, we all are equal at the level of soul. Everybody's soul size is same, color is same, and it is subject to all kinds of same uniformity. It is uniformly made. So that is soul level. You know, the composition of heart. So that is what he wants to celebrate. So I celebrate myself means I celebrate equality. It is the second point. Little bit deeper we are going. I celebrate myself means I celebrate equality. Why should we celebrate equality? What is the problem? Why we should celebrate equality? Because there is inequality. All kinds of misunderstandings. If you see at a deeper level, take the example of religion, economy, politics, whatever you take, they are all unequal. They are all differences. So the whole world, the development of science, technology, whatever, economy, it is basic idea the poet is saying that it is preaching inequality. It is propagating differences, diversities. So the poet wants to take the risk. He is telling that I will take the risk. In the concluding part of the poem, he says that whatever may be the risk, people may not like me, the society may not reject me, but at every stage, I will take the risk that I will preach the concept of equality every level. And he's developing his theory, taking the chemical composition. He's telling the first thing in the poem he wants to start. He's saying that, you see, I celebrate myself and sing myself. What is that? Sing myself and celebrate myself. What is that? That you are being alive. You are alive. We are not dead. So you celebrate that life. What is that life? The life of equality. But generally, human beings, you see, God made we all equal in ourselves. We are born to realize that thing. But here, what happens? What does it mean basically, deeply, finally? What is the meaning of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, four religions? It generally means one religion is different from another. See, what is the meaning of superpower? You come to economics. Industrialistic countries, agricultural countries, capitalistic countries, communist countries. The first thing is that you want to make it a difference. So these differences are external. Differences are temporary. Differences cannot be celebrated. The poet does not want to celebrate this difference. He wants to celebrate equality, which almost philosophers only do this. So he wants to celebrate equality. Equality is there everywhere at the soul level. He's telling, if you see anything deeper, everything is equal. Everything is equal. He's telling, so he thinks in that way, that I I assume something and you all will assume for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. Every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. The atom which belongs to me also belongs to you. What does it mean? It belongs to all. So here, if you think chemically, physically, scientifically, technologically, we all are equal. But at the deeper level, not at the skin level, not at the dress level, not at the face level. At the facial level, at the skin level, at the color level, we are unequal. And everybody is celebrating it. But we should not celebrate it. We should celebrate myself, means myself, my inner self, my soul. That is what is the message. God sent message, divine message, universal message. So this poem has universal values. It is applicable throughout the universe. That is called, it is universal values. Whether in America or India or anywhere, sentiments are same. Feeling hungry is same, feeling thirsty is same, eating is same, sleeping is same, day is 24 hours. These are all equal in the deeper level. But within this equality, we are trying our level best to spread inequality. We are creating thousands of religions, We are creating day by day. What does it mean? If we are the person who is developing a different theory, the basic meaning the poet is telling, he wants to drive our mind to the main point. It's a very deeper point. Whenever one wants to invent or discover any physical commodity, it means that it is superior to you. So ego or pride is dominating our mind. Do it. There we cannot celebrate. It is destruction of equality. That is called inequalities. The deviation, the destruction of equality. That is what. You buy a particular phone, a model, fifth model, reaches your home, seventh model is in the market. Seventh model reaches your home, ninth model is in the market. Ninth reaches 20th in the market. So the technology will not allow you to enjoy 100% happiness. It will not allow you to remain equal. It will project you, indicate you, always to be, it will guide you towards the path of inequality. Because it has no end. It changes. Material is always subject to change. But self, I celebrate myself. If you celebrate yourself, your soul, equality, that we all are made of same atoms. Go on cutting, smaller, bit by bit, when it becomes invisible, we all look equal. That is called invisibly we are equal. Invisibly, So he is giving, because other people may not understand it. That's why he is giving scientific proof that the atom which belongs to you, its size is same as it belongs to me. That is why he says the same. I celebrate myself and sing myself. This is the biggest opportunity. He says that this is the biggest achievement. This is the highest platform for celebrating happiness, that I am equal. Whoever may say that I am equal. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I love and invite my soul. He says that I love. L-O-A-F-E. So love means what, Love means simply, casually, leisurely, very freely, naturally, spontaneously, just we come to a thinking. We say walking. It is just like that. I was going for a morning walk. Suddenly I met my friend. It is like that only. So we are busy in our daily schedule. Suddenly all of a sudden we become serious and emotional and we start thinking what I am. So this is the situation where we invite our soul which is there inside us, and we think that there is another I in front of us. This is one I, that is body I, physical I, another inner I. Then we start talking to that self. He's telling. Then I invited my soul and I invite my soul and started talking. Then I lean, I bent just like I'm bending on the wall. Then I started bending and laugh at my ease, very comfortably. I was thinking deeply that observing a spear of summer grass. He's telling the summer grass. It's an example of nature. Then he says that I was looking at this nature, grass, field, trees, mountains, plains, plateaus, rivers, snow, ocean, all these things he was observing. Example is a summer grass. So what is there in the summer grass is also there on my tongue. And my tongue is making a comparison between the summer grass and his tongue. If you see it has 2-3 meanings. The tongue's structure is like a grass, blade of grass. It is also like a blade. Our tongue looks like a blade and grass also looks like a blade. But that blade, this blade, 2 blades are there. Okay. So if you go on cutting chemically, I say chemically if you go on cutting, where you will reach at last? We will reach at the last part. The last part of our division will be atom. Do you understand? Even though you are art students of commerce, we have studied in 5th class, 6th class, 7th class that anything, the final visible part, invisible part, last visible part with microscope and anything is called atom. So there is atom in the grass, atom in our tongue. Though it looks different, that is green, this is pink. Healthy person's tongue looks pink color. So though it is green, this is pink. But the final conclusion is again equality. So he wants to get this point and enjoy. I celebrate. So he is so broad-minded. He is so large-hearted. He is intelligent, intellectual. Philosophical people are like that only. They try their level best to send all good signals to the society. Whatever the other quarters of the society, other departments of the society, the leaders, the scientists, the other people who try to preach that this political party, that political party is different. What is the basic meaning of Congress, BJP, TDP in India? What does this mean? When we got freedom, there was only one political party, that is INC, Indian National Congress. Now we have more than 200 to 300 political parties. What does it mean? That I am different from you. I have different interests backside of me. They are saying like that. These are all preaching inequalities. But the poet says that, no, I don't find all these things. I find that equality is, very much present everywhere. Very much present. Hugely present. Vastly present. What is huge? What is vast? Very bigly present. What is that? Nature. Nature is vast. So you want to see equality? See this. See. He has given this example. You can extend your mind and imagine like that the sun falls on everywhere. The sun falls on the filthy places, stinking places, dirty places, and the sun rays fall on the pure, pristine places like the lake where lotus flower is playing. So from the muddy, dusty, filthy, flouty places, the sun evaporates its water, and equally it gets evaporation from the pristine, clear water from the lake. It is teaching us the concept of equality. So chemically we are equal. Naturally we are equal. So he is celebrating that we all are tired. Why this equality? Next point. Why this equality? Then he is coming to God. Because God has tied with one rope, with one concept. That concept is that equality. Externally, layer after layer, go on developing this and that, like building stories. Just every building has a multi-story, like 50-story building, 100-story building must have only one foundation. Exactly in the same way, whatever the inequalities are there, differences are there, stories of differences are there, mountains of differences are there, but finally, these are all united with one single item. The science has to accept it. The scientist has to accept it. The poet's work is this one. He wants to pressurize for the society, for the purpose of the society, for the betterment of the society, for the country purpose. That we have to advocate this. We have to preach it, practice it, profess it. So the poet is doing the same thing here. Okay. I love and invite my soul and lean and at ease observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue my tongue, and every atom of my blood. In blood there is atom. Every atom of my blood formed from this soil is giving us. How it is formed from the soil? How blood is formed from this soil? Tell me. How? You have not seen God. You have seen your father. From where does your father come? We don't know. But I will give you the connection between the blood and the soil. If you are studying intermediate, if your age is 16 years, weight is 50 kg or 40 kg, that 40 kg flesh, bone, blood, it is made from Cerelac at the starting time. And Cerelac, if you analyze, it is all wheat, cereals, corns, milk. Milk, if you can see again, buffalo or cow. Cow again, if you see, they will not survive without eating grass. Grass will not survive without getting the root on the soil. Everything from the soil. So this is also a soil. That's why in cinema, in one cinema they said that this is matti. Our skin is called matti because it is prepared from matti, and it will go to matti. It will go to mud again. Either the most beautiful actresses in the world or the dirtiest daily garbage picker or a beggar of the road, after death all are going to mud, again the same soil. So the compositional part of this soil and my tongue and the blood is same. That is what he is telling. How beautifully it is written. You must understand it. Okay. So he is telling that, and the same process starts from my parents. My parents came from their parents and their parents and parents. So my father's father and father's father, grandfather, great grandfather. Like this, if you go very deeply down in the generations after generations, or generations before generations, if you go travel back in the flashback, you will see that all have come from this soil. And that is what the poet wants to project. You understand? He wants to feature these ideas in his poem. And he wants to highlight this. He wants all of us to understand this universal idea of equality. How uniquely, though we cannot see how uniquely the God has united us with the quality of equality. But anyone who is advocating, who is preaching, who is forcing us to follow the different inequalities, he is not a philosopher. He is not a well-wisher of the humanity. That is what we should understand. I now 37 years old in perfect health begin to hoping to seize not till death. He's telling I'm 37 years old and I am in perfect health. I am fully healthy. Why he is healthy? Because he has healthy thoughts. Health depends on only thoughts. So if you have healthy thoughts, you will become healthy. So I am in perfect health at the age of 37. And he is telling that I will not stop this. If you celebrate this idea of equality, you will not find fightings with anyone. You will not allow the diseases. What are the indirect diseases? Jealousy, pride, ill feeling, fighting, enviousness, covetousness, extreme desires, impossible desires, the materialistic desires, and concrete terms if you want to tell, house, gold, money, not in individual capacity, but amount which unimaginably we want to build, we want to gather, we want to accumulate wealth in that way. So when we want to accumulate wealth in that way, we miss the peace of mind. And peace of mind is the first and foremost necessity for the healthy body, which is against disease. So the disease will not attack the body, in which the body is the house, mind is the door to enter that house. And the door should be always strong, otherwise the thieves will enter. So mind is the door, body is the house. What should not enter our mind? Jealousy, ill feeling, ego. This is what is the message sent by God. And we should cut it with one sword. That is called the sword of equality. The formula of equality is telling. Okay. Creeds and schools in obeisance. Okay. Obeisance means in obeisance. Is telling that for particular time you must understand the tone of the point, the body language of the point. He is telling creeds and schools. Creeds and schools means theories and different arguments are there in the society. No, we are developed, they are underdeveloped economically, politically, we are BJP, Congress, religiously, we are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian. People are projecting it. Slogans, banners, buildings are coming like mushrooms daily, highlighting, projecting inequalities. The poet is saying that keep these things aside for some time. I don't want to enter into these confusions of life. Creeds and schools, all the rules and regulations, is telling creeds and set of rules and regulations. You see, culture, rules, regulations, when you say one religion, the culture immediately is different. Set of rules are different. So he is telling that please keep these rules, regulations aside. Don't bring it to me. I want to be away from it, aloof from it, in obeisance. Obeisance, A-B-E-S-Y-A-S-C. Obeisance means what? Keep it separate, keep it different, at a distance from me, he's telling about. And retiring back a while, sufficed at what they are. He's telling that keep it them what they are. Okay, there. But never forgotten, I harbor. Harbor means I cherish, I flourish, I follow, I obey, I practice, I profess, I teach, either for good or bad. It may be good or bad. It may be risky or unrisky. I don't bother about it. But I permit to speak. I permit myself to speak one thing, that at every hazard, remember, hazard means what? Risk, danger, maybe, whatever may be the fight. I may enter into a war, but I am ready to preach the principle of equality. I will stand on that platform, on that stage of equality. I will make my own banner of equality, whatever it may be. And my source of strength is from where? It is from nature. Last sentence. Nature without check. Nature without check. No check. Without check. Limitlessly, unlimitedly, boundlessly. You cannot keep any boundary for the equality which the nature is spreading with the original energy. The original energy holder. I am teaching the lesson on this electronic media. The energy holder is current. And that current comes from not this the socket box which I have joined. Socket box backside. If you go, you will find again equality behind the socket. Socket box is okay, but the thing is that wiring is not correct. Then current will not pass, will not get this energy. So socket box energy comes from wire energy. Suppose wiring is correct, but transformer box is not working. So transformer box energy is also necessary. If you go back then, you will go to the powerhouse. The powerhouse, you know it. Is there everything, building is there, powerhouse is there, turbine is not running. And turbine energy comes from the water. And water comes from rain. Rain comes from sunshine. Sunshine comes from sun. Sun is one. The sun is one. Equality. One. We have not seen the sun. Nobody can go and touch it As you say, it is a cricket ball, football, or any volleyball. Don't give the shape like that only. We should not think like that only. We cannot go and see there. But we should see that that is something power, original power. Nature teaches us equality. Nature teaches us equality. So this equality is very important. With this, we are going to complete the lesson. Exactly. Because this is, what is the lesson? I celebrate myself. So you understand? He is celebrating one idea. Chemically, he is saying that atoms are one, so we all are one. Externally, we may be different. Philosophically, our body looks different. You see, what is great? What is great? Maintaining uniformity with these millions, billions, trillions of inequality of the body. Our body looks different, our eyes are different, but God is great, you see. He maintains only one quality. So he is telling this, that God is one, atom is one, sun is one, father is one, brain is one, country is one, equality is one. We must understand this. I celebrate in my body. You may have 206 bones. You may have 2 eyes. You may have 32 teeth. You may have millions and billions and crores of hairs on your head. But a single soul is running all these things. That is called consciousness. Nothing will move if that soul goes out from our body, and that is death. Always we should celebrate that only. But how broad-minded we are, how deeply we are thinking, how much time we are spending at the body level and the soul level. That's why the poet says that sometimes I invite my soul to myself, to my room, and start talking to my soul. That what I am. This is called I celebrate myself. So in this one, if you broadly understand, there are so many ideas. Optimism is there. Thinking that if you think like this, we have got 4 ideas in this lesson. 4 ideas. And you will get 4 questions and annotations from this lesson. So there are 4 annotations are there. One is about atom. That my atom also belongs to one atom. That we have to write it. And the second question from this lesson will be there about blood. That the connection between blood and the soil. And he is telling about his 37 years. Third question. And he will remain same till the death. How he will remain same? Everybody can ask a question. Sir, he is in 37. When people become 60, 70, they fall sick, they become ill, they go to hospital, they are under operation, surgery now. Is it or not? Yes. So you may get it out. But I will clarify this question. What is it? He is talking about soul. Soul, when you are born, you know the size of the soul? You take a hair and the tip of the hair, tip of the hair, cut it into 10,000 parts. 10,000 parts. So the size of one of the 10,000th part of a hair is called the size of soul. That size is same in the ant and also in the elephant. The size is same when you are born and the size remains same when you die. When you are going on surgery, generally we say people, na atma trupti ayindi inta annam tini, inta chicken biryani tini. I used one Telugu sentence here. So for the non-Telugu people, you should understand that generally. हम बोलते ना, ये मेरा आत्मा तृप्ति हो गया, मैं खा लिया, मेरे को बहुत शांति मिल गया. What does it mean? Your body, who got that satisfaction, contentment, that happiness? Soul never gets happiness. It is separate from happiness and unhappiness. It cannot be burnt by fire. It cannot be blown away by any amount of air. It cannot be touched by water. That is our life. That is called soul knowledge. S-O-U-L, soul knowledge. Oh, the S-O-L soul means only one. S-O-U-L soul means Atma. So soul knowledge is soul knowledge. We have to achieve only one knowledge. S-O-L is soul knowledge for the soul knowledge. Pronunciation is soul knowledge and the soul knowledge. You understand? So only one knowledge, the knowledge of realization of the soul. That is why. So when you die also, at the time of death also, it does not cry. Who is crying? This physics, this body, it is the storehouse of all pain, disease and everything. But soul is far away from this disease and all. either he is getting. So in that way he is telling that if you have this idea, either you are 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 37 year or 77 year, you will remain happily. That is what he is telling, that now I am 37 years when I wrote this poem, and till the death I will also remain with this kind of happiness, he is telling. That's why great people don't cry when the other persons die. You know it. Okay? Great people do not die when somebody do not cry, when somebody dies, because they know what died is the body, and I am not my body, I am my soul and I am myself, so I should celebrate it. That is, I celebrate myself, the poem. I celebrate myself. That is what is the poem. He talks about nature without check with original energy. I told you that nature is sending a great message to us. Nature, plains, plateaus, hills, mountains. So the greatest part of the nature is the sun, which is 1,000 million times, greater than our earth. So we have to take the final example of the sun. So that is called nature. So nature is equal, the sun is equal, and it sends always. Rainy season, the meaning is same. Rainy season for some caste people, and winter season for some other caste people. It is not, the seasons are not designed or fashioned or made on the basis of any caste, color, creed. Caste, color, creed, gender and religion, language and a region, they are all, these discriminations and differences are created by only human being and human brain and human mind, not that by soul or God or divine. So he is telling that thing only. So that is what is the annotations, 4 questions we have in this lesson, and we have 2 question answers in this lesson. If you simply discuss that, explain briefly what the poet celebrating the poem. I celebrate myself. What he is going to celebrate? He is going to celebrate the soul. He is going to celebrate equality. He is going to celebrate what the soil has to teach. He is going to celebrate, even though all the schools of thoughts are celebrating differences, but he is going to celebrate equality. So he is going to celebrate equality. This is the what is about the lesson. I celebrate myself. I celebrate myself. So we'll meet you again in the next class. Till then, thank you. Stay safe and stay happy.